Oh, hey there!
That was aggressive. Oh, hey there.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Bradley.
How are you?
And we're the History Buffoons.
Oh, yeah.
And I am good.
That's us.
That's us. We are what you would call buffooning around here. This took a minute to get going. I had a little technical difficulties with my camera setup, which is, in other words, my phone.
The secret's out.
Was it really a secret, though? I mean...
We're professionals.
Only if you ever say it like that again. That was amazing. Professionals. No, we don't have what you would call a studio. We don't have what you would call a high-class setup.
I'm fucking high class. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's not get carried away. We do what we can with what we got. We still have fun. It's good times. I'm warm as fuck because I just set it all up. So let's get into the beer.
Hey, we went on vacation.
Yeah, so we went camping with some friends.
A lot of friends.
And we thought it would be fun to bring some beers back for our podcast. Yes. Because, well, we like to drink beer. And so what we did specifically is we got some beers from the states that we drove through and were in. So this is the Ohio one, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So we were in Ohio.
Camping.
Yeah. And on our way back, we picked up some, beer. Moeller Brew Barn.
Moeller Brew Barn.
Established in 2015. So we both each have an individual flavor that we picked for this. I have a Honey Wagon IPA. What?
Mine comes with jokes.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I wonder if mine does too.
It's at the very bottom.
I wonder if I just can't read it.
It's at the very bottom. Okay.
Oh, I don't think mine does then.
Okay, so I've got the berry cherry wheat, and it says berry punny jokes. And it says, what do you call a bear that gets caught in the rain?
What?
A drizzly bear.
Oh, dear.
Dad jokes. Why did the grizzly bear wear a vest?
Why?
Because he had the right to bear arms. Yeah.
Okay, I like that one better.
Why don't bears ever look sad?
Why?
When they have a problem, they grin and bear it.
That was subpar, but we'll take it.
That's fantastic.
No, now I feel cheated that mine doesn't have jokes.
This one is from Maria Stein, Ohio. 5.7 ABV, and this is the berry cherry wheat.
Mine is, 6.6.
Hello.
And it's a tropical IPA with honey malt sweetness, mango and pineapple notes, and big aromatics.
Ooh.
I almost read that wrong. I actually kind of did read it wrong. So we are going to have this new beer. I was instructed to bring Kate a backup Modelo in case she didn't like it. But cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
That's very cherry wheat.
Is it very cherry?
It's very cherry. It's berry cherry, if you will.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
I wish you wouldn't have. But is it too cherry?
Undetermined.
Can you grin and bear it?
I feel like even though these are cold,
yeah,
this one in particular needs to be colder. And you know how I feel about cold beverages. Like I'm not as particular as you are.
Yeah, I like my shit fucking cold.
Yeah.
You are typically whatever kind of attitude towards if it's a little warmer or cooler or whatever.
Yeah, but this one I feel like it needs to be like very cold.
It needs to be very cold.
Very cold.
Otherwise, I can't grin and bear it. No, okay, we're beating a dead horse here.
But it's good. It's good. I like it.
Do you?
I like the cherry. I like the wheat. It needs to be like frozen.
Maybe a slushy?
A slushy.
Type thing?
Just underneath. Just under slush.
Under slush.
Yeah.
Can I have an under slush, please? What? Anyways. This one's pretty tasty. I like this one. It's got some good flavor to it. So, yeah, thank you, Ohio, for some decent beers here.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
I was excited.
Fun fact, Ohio has drive-through liquor stores.
Had no idea that was a thing.
No idea.
I had to run out and pick up some beers for some of the people at one point, and I was looking for I was going to get them at a gas station.
Nathan and I got thirsty.
Yeah, and Well, I found a liquor store. I'm like, ooh, I'll stop there. And I got out of my car and I'm like,
Oh.
nope, this isn't happening. So I got back in the car and I then proceeded to drive
You
through.
didn't tell me you got out of the car. I don't think. If you did, I forgot.
I did. And you forgot. But that's okay. Because remember, I went into that little parlor with you order pizza. It's like a pizza joint attached with a drive-through liquor store. And I was going to ask a question, but it took the chick forever to take an order over the phone. So I just walked out. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm driving through then. But it's like, I can't look at all this.
You can't look at it all.
It's like if you go in there, it's like either you say, give me a moment and you like slow roll it through it, or you know what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or
Wow.
you have to like, hey, can I see what that can says? Because I can't read it. Nope, that's not what I want. Give it back. And they have to put it like, it's weird.
It was strange. But, I mean, different. I've seen drive-through liquor stores before.
Yeah.
I've never experienced
Never
it like
gone through
that,
one.
though.
Yeah.
And the limited exposure I had to Ohio liquor stores was only drive-through. So apparently that's an Ohio thing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
If they have traditional, like what we're used to, beyond me.
Yeah.
But it was strange. It was different.
But we got there.
And we didn't even have to leave our car. So.
But like when we asked the person, like, hey, what Ohio beers do you have? She had no clue.
They were very nice people, though.
So nice.
They were very nice.
Didn't have the knowledge.
The one was
the
up
craft.
front and saying, I don't know anything about beer. Let me go ask. I forget her name. I apologize. I'm sure they won't listen to this anyways. But, and then she asked her, also didn't really know.
Yeah.
I got lucky and said, what's that? And I had to like literally guide her to it. And it just happened to be an Ohio beer. So it fucking worked out perfectly.
Yeah, we're like, we'll take it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a go. And yeah, anyways, so this episode's got Ohio beer. We have another episode that will have
Indiana beer.
Because, well, we drove through both states. And
Surely did.
surely did. Wow. That just reminds me of was it from Airplane?
Don't call me Shirley.
I never jest, and stop calling me Shirley or whatever the fuck it is. Surely you jest. Anyways, what do you got for us today?
I have a story.
Okay.
I know.
I'm going to bend this way. No, for a particular reason.
Okay, Wall
I'm just making sure.
and Bradley's shoulder.
Hello, shoulder. Was it the cold shoulder? That was not
Is that
a good
an idiom?
Is that an idiom?
I would assume it is.
Is everything an idiom? Are you an idiom?
Am I?
I think so.
We're going to talk about Sarah Rosetta Wakeman.
Wakeman. Okay.
She was born in 1843 in Bainbridge, New York.
Can I ask a question real quick?
What have I said already that deserves a question?
Is this a sad story?
So this one is
That means yes.
no
To a degree.
No, it's a bigger picture story. It's a bigger picture story.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so it's 1843, right?
Oh, I know it well, yes.
She did, okay?
She died in 1843?
No.
She's already dead in
She's
1843.
No, she was born in 1843, but because it was so long ago, you can assume that she is now dead.
She almost died 200 years ago. So she's dead right now.
Oh my God.
Cheers to Kate wanting to kill Bradley.
Yeah. Okay, so she was the oldest of 9 kids.
That's a lot of
Because
fucking kids.
back then, you had a family to work.
So how old was she in 1843?
She was born.
Oh, that's when she was born. I'm sorry.
She was
I'm sorry.
0. She was 0 in 1843.
I'll bust the crickets out again.
Her family was a farming family. They struggled. They had debts.
And you said this is in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
She worked her tail off even from a young age. She was eventually like a domestic servant, and all of this was to help the farm, help her family.
Right.
By her late teens, marriage was not in the cards for her. Her dad was drowning in debt, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity for women at the time. So she was kind of there was a lot of financial pressure at home, with her family in deep debt.
Excuse me.
And the eldest of 9 kids, she was expected to work as opposed to marry and leave.
Oh, sure, yeah, because they needed her help.
They needed her hard labor.
Yeah.
And marriage would mean essentially abandoning that duty.
It kind of reminds me of something my son said the other day about getting something. I'm like, well, you can get a job and then we can get it. He's 6, so no, he can't get a job. But
he's 6.
Yeah. But I'm like, yeah, go ahead, buddy. Work.
And the Wakemans were also like poor tenant farmers. So Rosetta had very little dowry. Her name is Sarah Rosetta, but they call her Rosetta.
Okay. Do you know what their main crop was?
I don't. I didn't look it up.
I wonder if it's, I don't know what they grow in New York area.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you're familiar with corn.
Having been a corn husker for most of my life.
Well, I think your bassinet was made out of corn.
Now, Rosetta was a really strong-minded woman. Okay. She was kind of frustrated with how limited roles women had back then, and she really wanted more. She wanted money, she wanted freedom, and she wanted a lot less family drama, which apparently there was some, between her parents.
Okay. With that kind of upbringing, with needing the help like she did, I can see why there'd be tension even just from that alone, let alone other factors, I'm sure. So, okay.
In August 1862.
So she would have been 19.
19. She made a bold move.
Oh, she got a stone? Rosetta Stone?
She slipped on a pair of trousers.
She slipped on? Oh, she actually put them on. I'm like, is she okay?
That's something I would have said. What do you mean she slipped on trousers?
Oh my God,
is she okay?
Is she okay?
Oh, okay.
You can understand why I was confused there. Sorry. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
I can't stop it. It's so funny. Beer me. Oh, my God. My mind did not go to she put on clothes at all. I don't know how I did that, but that was pretty great. Whew, my cheeks hurt.
I'm not even going to attempt to drink. Okay.
Oh.
She put on a pair of pants.
Okay, thank you. She slipped on some trousers. Oh, no. Did Dad leave them in the floor? Shit. Oh, my God, stop.
Okay, she also cut her hair.
Oh, like a boy?
Uh-huh. And she picked a new name. Lyons Wakeman. Lyons. Because I know you got a joke in there somewhere.
Is there any other way to spell lions? Seriously.
So, just like that, she walked out of her old life.
And into her new.
And into a new one as a working man.
But she wasn't a man.
So her first stop was Chenango Canal, which is in central New York. It's a canal. She landed a job hauling coal onto barges.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Not glamorous, but it paid better than her laundry services.
I'm sure.
Yep. And it offered her some independence.
Well, right. So did she not tell her parents and family? She just up and left?
Her family did know that she,
Okay.
Yep, her family knew.
So that was kind of part of the plan to let them know, hey, I'm going to go try and make more money.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
If they knew the details were?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they knew that she
pretended to be a man.
Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They probably did eventually, but I'm not remembering offhand.
That's all right.
So she was working under the name Lyons Wakeman, but also occasionally she'd switch it over to Edwin Wakeman, and I'm not sure why one or the other, but it was mostly Lyons.
How did she come up with Lyons?
I don't know.
That's interesting. That's
really interesting.
Quite a unique, I don't know,
Maybe
name.
It's her dad's middle name.
And it very well could be. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say, but that's just, I don't know. I find that rather unique, I guess.
Yeah.
Is all. So.
Yeah. But she could prove that she could do the hard physical labor just as well as any guy around her.
Sure.
And she wasn't shy about it. She wrote a lot of letters back home, and they have most of them, if not all, have survived.
Oh, really?
Which is why we know of the story.
Oh, very cool.
Mm-hmm. She wrote to her parents, quote, "I'm as independent as a hog on ice, and if they don't let me alone, they will be sorry for it."
How independent is a hog on ice? So, isn't it kind of sad in the world we live in that you can't, like, go back through letters and, like, develop a story from someone's life? I gotta go to your Instagram posts.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, we don't write letters anymore. It's
really sad. I still remember, and I've mentioned him to you before, our family friend out in California. When I was a little kid, I used to actually write him letters back and forth because, well, I like to do that. Mm-hmm. I haven't written a letter to somebody. Wow.
Cherry.
Cherry. In a long fucking time. So it's kind of sad. I feel like it's a lost. I know people still do it, obviously. Just in my world, not so much.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because you can't develop stories like in, what was this person doing?
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, now you have to go back through Facebook and Instagram and
Twitter X and all the social medias, which don't get me started on that.
Text messages.
Yeah.
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 But see, that's why I'm not on any of that.
We do it for our podcast because, well, we like to try and grow our podcast.
And that's it.
And individually, you and I both don't social media very much. So
I'm on YouTube and Pinterest.
Yeah, it's just because you watch videos on YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm not even like active doing stuff except for the podcast.
You're just watching videos and you're crafting things you like and whatever. But, so that's a little different to me. Not like posting, why would you do that? Like when someone did something, it's like, you have to be so negative. Be fucking positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Support people. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. So.
Sorry. That was my social media rant.
So she's a hog on ice, apparently independent.
I think that might be the name of the episode. Hog on ice.
I already highlighted it.
Did you really? Look at you go.
I don't know.
Being proactive. Now we're going to use something else.
Quote from the woman.
Okay.
She ended up enlisting in the Union Army of the Civil War.
Oh, shit.
As Lyons Wakeman.
Okay.
Boom.
She's going to fuck some shit up.
No longer hauling corn. I'm just going to wear my Union blues.
Union Jack.
And I'm going to receive my own cash.
That took a long time to get there.
Yeah, I didn't know which word I wanted to use, so I just used them.
Oh, that's great.
Slipped on some trousers.
That still might be the title, too.
So, while working the canal, she ran into some Army recruiters.
Okay.
And...
With her cart, or...
What?
She ran into him with her cart?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hey, you started the episode with dad jokes. That's not on me.
No, the beer started with dad jokes.
You did not have to read.
Okay,
sorry.
The 153rd New York Infantry was handing out $152 enlistment bounties.
Bounties. So, like, if you enlisted, you got
this money. You got $152.
And in 1862, that's quite a chunk of change.
Yes. Do you know how much it would be today?
Oh, 3,000?
Yes.
Seriously?
Good job.
No fucking way.
Yeah, 3,112.
Ah, I'll take it.
High five.
Across the room, high five.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. So you could say, like, that's going to be amazing for a poor working family. Here's $3,000.
That's kind of, I don't want to say life-changing per se, but...
It could be for some people,
For some people back then, that was fucking huge. Wow, okay.
And then beyond that original enlistment bounty, the regular pay was $13 a month.
Right.
How much is that in today's?
$350.
$266.
Overshot it.
But
I didn't win the challenge on Price is Right.
But, like, that is great money for domestic workers, for hardworking farm families.
No, that's huge.
It was basically survival.
They had 9 kids. They should have enlisted all of them.
Well, to be fair,
I'm kidding.
She was only 19.
I know, and you said she was the oldest. So at this point, do you have any idea how many more of their siblings were in existence, or no?
No.
That's okay.
Well, she was, I would assume, all 9, but as she was 19,
if she was 19, probably.
And the oldest, she could not enlist yet.
Why?
Is she not old enough? Or do they have to be 18 way back then?
I assume you had to be 18, but even back then, I mean, people enlisted at 16 and 17 for World War II.
Yeah.
Let alone the Civil War.
She lied saying that she was 21.
Oh, then maybe. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I never knew an age limit back for the Civil War.
Do we dare look it up?
I mean, I feel like you should.
Is that... Yes. Is there an age limit in the Civil War? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sorry, dipped off a camera there. We're back.
Is there an age limit to rent a car? For jury duty in Wisconsin. For jury duty to join the military. On American Idol to donate blood. For Pope.
God.
Is there an age limit for Pope?
For Pope? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Answer is yes. Hard fucking yes.
Okay, 18.
For the Civil War?
Yeah.
So why would she say that, I wonder?
Why she was like, I'm 21.
That's interesting. I have... Yeah, it almost makes me ask the question, like, did it benefit, like, her station within the Army? I have no idea, but that's kind of odd that she would lie that to be 21 when you only had to be 18 and she was 19 at this point.
But at the same time, during, like, their physical exam, they're like, you've got hands and arms and legs. You're good to be our warrior.
Good thing they didn't have to check other parts.
Nope.
Thank goodness for that.
Nope. She passed as a man. Get this. She was only 5 foot tall.
Oh, just like straight 5 foot?
5 foot.
Holy fuck.
Teeny tiny.
That is a short motherfucking person.
She fair-skinned, blue-eyed.
Wow. That throws me off just because I am 6'3", so I am decently tall.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be 6'5". Came up 2 inches short. But, wow, 5 foot. That's crazy. That is super short.
So apparently all you have to do is put on some pants and you're a man.
Or you slip on them.
Whatever.
Trousers.
Yeah.
Am I right?
So, Private Lyons Wakeman, now officially a soldier of the 153rd New York State Volunteers, Company H, a 3-year term, no turning back.
No turning back.
By October, she was shipping out with the regiment heading south to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And it was the first time she traveled so far from home, and probably like the first time she had to sleep next to like 40 other farting men.
Yep. Way to paint a pretty picture.
But in her letters to her family, she told her parents not to worry. She says, quote, I mustn't trouble you. You mustn't trouble yourself about me. I am contented. I believe that God will spare my life to come home once more. Then I will help you pay your debts, end quote.
Well, look at her be so just damn fucking great.
Rosetta was ready to be a soldier, not for glory, not for politics, but literally
for money. For
money, to earn her keep, to prove her independence.
And to help the family.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, good for her.
Exactly.
That's fucking fantastic. That's something we don't have today.
Yeah. So for the first year and a half of her Army career, she lived with a soldier's life. Mm-hmm. Early mornings, endless drills, bad food, even worse hygiene.
How did she keep the ruse up of being a man?
Well, she didn't have to fucking change in front of anybody.
Why?
And she probably had a shiwi for all we know.
I don't think shiwis were invented back then.
You don't think so?
I'm pretty sure they weren't. Hold on, let me pull out my plastic thing to cup my vagina, pee out the front. I mean, seriously, I'm pretty sure they weren't fucking available back then.
Okay, I purchased one of those over 2020 to help on Grandpa's farm.
The farm, you told me that.
I used it maybe only one time.
Yeah, because
I was
you
like,
said
this
it
is
was
disgusting. Because now I have,
fuck.
Yeah, because now I have to put this used cup back into the holder.
Yeah, see, that's weird.
And I basically had to drop trout anyway.
Well, right, because you can't just whip it out like a dude. No, you still have to drop trout at least a decent amount.
So stupid.
I mean, I get the concept.
Great concept, bad execution.
Well, yeah, you know.
But what else are you going to do? I'm not going to get a catheter. The 153rd...
Wow, that fucking escalated quickly.
The 153rd New York Regiment was assigned to garrison and guard duty around Washington, D.C.,
right.
which meant a lot of time guarding buildings, manning checkpoints, and occasionally shooing drunks off of Capitol Hill. But she was stationed in places like Alexandria, Capitol Hill, Virginia, basically doing like military police work.
Okay. Is that what her whole regiment basically did? That's what they were just all assigned to?
Yeah, it was pretty much like the Army starter pack, so to speak. So,
intro to the Army.
Exactly. Army 101.
That's funny.
In her letters home, she made it clear that Army life was just fine with her.
So she actually seemed to be enjoying it.
Yes, she did. Yeah. She drilled regularly. She pulled guard shifts every other night, and she bragged home saying, quote, "I can drill as good as any man in my regiment," end quote.
Good for her.
Yeah. So she smoked. She swore, she marched, she got into at least one fist fight.
Oh, shit.
With another soldier who got a little mouthy. She won this little fist fight.
Okay.
But she, in her own words, said that she lived wildly.
Well, I mean, if you really break it down, what she's doing, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would agree with that because I'm not going to say she was the only one who did this back then. I'm sure there could have been more. Who knows? But pretty different, like, mindset to be able to pull this off and go through with it, actually. Because a lot of people would be like, I'm going to do that. And then like, yeah, fuck this. I'm out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good on her to, like, stick with it kind of thing is, I guess, what I'm saying. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So she barely mentioned any politics or any, like, patriotic duty in her letters home.
There it is.
It was all about her freedom.
Okay.
She mentioned the $13 a month, equal pay for equal danger, the independence to send money home and plan for her future. That's what it was about. It wasn't about fighting for a cause for her.
No,
her life was her cause.
Her cause. I mean, great what she's doing, but it wasn't for the country. It was for her and the benefit of her family.
Yeah.
So would she actually, like, mail back her money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most of it she was planning on, like, giving when she returned.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, because that's what it sounded like.
That's what it sounded like when you said that earlier.
Yeah,
so I was just
think
curious.
she also sent money back home, just not the whole entirety, because she also had to live off that money.
Well, right, because I mean, but I guess meals were supplied, and what do you think she had to live off of that money with? Like, what did she have to do? I mean, I'm not saying I'm just. I'm
going to say
your
feminine hygiene products.
Did they have those back then?
Well, at least toilet paper.
Did they have that back then?
Yeah.
They had leaves.
Yeah.
When was toilet paper invented?
I don't know, dude.
Okay, chick. You don't have to look it up or anything. You asked. I asked.
So at one point, she did tell her family that she was about to get 4 months' pay all at once.
Why?
And she was going to send part of that home.
Why would she get 4 months all of a sudden at once?
I don't know.
Fuck.
It wasn't written in the letter.
It wasn't a part of your research.
That too, but she also didn't write it down.
I have to get that in.
She also hinted that she wasn't going to go back to, like, wearing dresses and petticoats after the war.
Who cares?
She wanted to buy land out west and live as a man, running a farm on her own.
Out west, like, does she have a specific location out west, or meaning just, like, literally west of where she was?
Just west.
Oh, so, like, it could have been, like, I don't know.
New Jersey.
Is New Jersey west of D.C.?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always get confused in, like, the locations of things, and I've been out to D.C.
See, and I have as well, but not.
It was a long time ago.
I was not old enough to remember shit.
I think that's funny that you said that, because you are old enough to remember shit and still don't. Sorry.
Okay. The Army.
Don't be mad because it's true.
Don't be mad at the truth. Okay.
Okay. Anyways.
The Army ended up transferring her regiment then in 1864 from Cozy, Washington.
Where she was just doing military police shit.
To the swamps of Louisiana.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of mosquitoes, I'm guessing.
She and others in her regiment had to board steamboats and rail cars, and it took them down the East Coast, across the Gulf, and up the Red River.
Oh, dear.
1,000 miles.
Holy fuck.
To join the Red River Campaign.
And do tell what that is.
I do eventually.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Hold your turn.
Hold your beer. It was Louisiana in springtime. Not cute.
I can't imagine it would be. I mean, it's getting steamy, getting mosquito-y.
Hot, little mosquito-y.
Yeah, lots of whatever.
Can you imagine, like, their digestive tract situation?
No, I don't want to, because that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking boiling heat, and we're talking nasty-ass water.
Oh, my God.
There's, like, dysentery in a cup.
Gross. That sounds fucking awful. Can you not do that?
Okay, so because of dysentery in a cup, hundreds of her comrades fell sick.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't believe thousands didn't, because that sounds fucking terrible. Ugh.
Yeah. On April 9th. 1864.
Okay.
Her first and only battle happened.
Oh.
At Pleasant Hill.
Oh, okay.
Plot twist. Wasn't that pleasant?
I mean, it was battle, so I can't imagine it would have been.
Yeah. So the day before, her unit was held in reserve while the Union Army got pushed back. And on day 2, the 153rd was thrown into the battle.
Okay.
So Wakeman took her place at the front, in the front rank, shoulder to shoulder with the boys, muskets locked and loaded.
Yep.
And she says, quote, "The next day I had to face the enemy bullets with my regiment.
Oh, dear.
I was under fire for about 4 hours and laid on the field of battle all night," end quote.
Jesus Christ. That sounds fucking awful.
And then she says this to her family, quote, "How would you like to be in the front rank and have the rear rank load and fire their guns over your shoulder? I have been there myself," end quote.
That also doesn't sound pleasant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say something, but I won't. No. Anyways.
She really didn't have any fear over what happened. It's just like, this is her duty.
Okay.
She says, quote, "I don't fear the rebel bullets nor the cannon." But her company lost only like one soldier, wounded plenty.
Oh, I'm sure.
But only killed one.
That's quite fucking impressive.
And Rosetta made it out unscathed. And she says, quote, "For my part, I don't care where we go next. I don't feel afraid to go."
I mean, there you go.
So, unfortunately, the rest of the campaign was a little bit of a disaster.
Oh, dear.
Yes, the Army had to retreat down the Red River, and Wakeman's regiment pulled rear guard duty, which means that they were pretty much the last ones to leave.
Yeah, so they were...
First ones to arrive, last ones to leave.
Protecting their ass, basically, at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then there was another battle at Monet's Bluff.
Monet's Bluff.
On April 23rd.
Okay, and this is still in Louisiana. Okay.
And during this retreat, Union forces engaged Confederate troops at Monet's Bluff, which, if you're from Louisiana, is now called Cane River Crossing.
Cane? Why do you think they changed it?
I don't know.
That's weird when they do that, I guess. I don't know why.
I'm researching a Russian story, and Soviet Union had one title for things, and Russia Federation has a completely different title.
Well, it's funny. I was just watching a video from a comedian that are saying how a lot of he's British. There's a lot of people from Britain or whatever. It's like they call it this, but that's not what they call it when you're actually there. So it's funny how many different names for shit that people have because we call it this thing, but even the people that live there, they don't fucking call it that. So it's funny how obviously different titles, but anyways.
Yeah. So then 153rd New York Regiment was documented as participating in that skirmish. Skirmish.
I still like when you say skirmish.
And Rosetta was still with her regiment at that time, but there are no letters or any like service records that said that she was actually in the fight.
Oh.
So there's nothing to like corroborate.
Corroborate, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
We're not sure. We think that she was present, but we're not sure if she participated.
Okay.
The Union was then cornered between a river and enemy fire, and everyone was needed.
Sure.
So it kind of begs to say that she was perhaps in it. We just don't know.
It would lead you to believe that she was.
Yeah.
But there's just no concrete proof saying that she was. Yeah, okay.
So food was scarce, water was disgusting, soldiers were dropping like flies, and Rosetta later wrote, quote, "Quite a number die every day around here," end quote.
Dropping like flies an idiom?
Yes, it is. She survived combat.
That's wild.
But now she's got a different enemy.
Yeah, called life.
Dysentery.
Yeah.
Dysentery.
Do you remember playing Oregon Trail?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I think we might have brought it up before, but...
Yeah.
You died of dysentery.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker.
Early May 1864, she got really sick. Really sick.
Okay.
She reported to the regimental hospital on May 3rd, most likely suffering from dysentery.
Yeah.
After weeks of relentless marching, horrific water, and just poor food, her body just couldn't quite keep up. She was evacuated to the Marine U.S. General Hospital in New Orleans on May 22nd, and they said her condition was already dire.
Oh, shit. So she was in pretty bad shape when she showed up.
Rosetta died on June 19th.
Oh. Juneteenth. Yesterday.
August 64 at 21 years old. So she went into the Army at 19.
Fuck, she's only 2
21.
years. That's terrible.
But even in death, no one blew her cover.
That's impressive.
There's no record that any doctor or orderly ever discovered that she was a woman, or if they did not write it down. As far as the Army knew, she was Private Lyons Wakeman, and she was buried under Private Lyons Wakeman at the Chalmette National Cemetery just outside of New Orleans.
That's wild. So, like, you gotta, like, speculate. There might have been people who said, we'll keep her cover.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It's possible.
But also at that time, because lots of deaths.
Yeah.
They didn't even, like, do anything. They just, threw you in a grave.
I mean, she was technically at a hospital, so she probably had a little bit more one-on-one.
You would think, obviously, but again,
we don't know.
Being what the time was with the war going on and everything, it's very good possibility that they didn't inspect fucking shit.
Yeah.
They just did the basic shit. Well, she's gone.
Well, she's got dysentery shit.
See what you did. So what exactly all comes with dysentery?
The shits.
Is that mainly what it is?
Yeah, like you are losing all of your water.
So
like you are weak as fuck.
That's weird because I feel like I had dysentery the other day. Apparently it was just a lot of beers.
Oh, wow. For the love of God.
21. That is so sad. So like
there's also like a possibility of like having blood in the stools. And it's usually spread through like contaminated food or water.
Right. So, okay. And I'm sorry if I'm jumping the gun, if you even have this. Yarp. Lyons Wakeman, right? Mm-hmm. How did they let the family know? Because that was a fake person. Obviously, same last name.
But the family knew.
I understand the family knew, but the people in the Army didn't know that she was a man, or man was a girl. And then did they notify the family so they knew that she came from this family?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would write a letter saying, hey, sorry for your Lyons Wakeman passing. And they're like,
Yeah.
Rosetta.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So for a century, she was just another name on a stone until someone somewhere actually opened a box of these old letters in someone's attic.
How the fuck did they get those letters in their attic? That's fucking amazing.
I know.
That is so cool.
I know.
Like, seriously, like, how would you come up? I want to find. I have a very old fucking house.
Yeah, you do.
Why the fuck can I find something cool like that? I apparently just have a car buried in my fucking yard. That's so fucking weird. I want to find letters, not a buried car from 1936 or whatever the guy suggested.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, someone found these letters.
No, that's super wild.
They went to a historian, and here you go. Here's the story of Sarah Rosetta Wakeman.
You said 100 years later, right? A century later?
A century later.
So they lasted for a fucking 100 years.
Her family never said a word.
That's so wild. And like, and for them to show up in some apparently random fucking person's attic? Mm-hmm. How did they get there? That's wild.
It must have been their old house.
And that's very possible. I mean, because clearly she sent these letters to her family.
Or the letters got passed down to siblings, because she had 9 of them. Well, 8 other siblings.
That's what I was just going to say. So obviously she sent the letters to her house, her family. Mm-hmm. They kept them, clearly, because they're still in existence. So did they get, like, to sister, brother, whatever, whoever her siblings were? Or did they have them in an attic and then they all moved on, died, whatever, and someone else bought the house? It's fucking wild.
I don't know.
It's just crazy. Because
it is crazy.
For something like that, because that's a very throwawayable thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
For them to last 100 fucking years is just impressive. So that's so cool. I really think that's awesome because
your house comes with a cistern
under my kitchen and in my basement.
Yeah.
I got 2. I don't know if what's under my kitchen is actually a cistern.
Giant well.
See, it's not a well. I know it's not a well.
Giant hole.
I thought it could have been a pool. Maybe I have an underground pool.
Like maybe it's a cool plunge.
I would love one of those.
Yeah, you would.
So a long time ago, I went to, it was actually for my 30th birthday. I went to the spa to get a massage. And prior to, they had like the whole like hot and cold. Mm-hmm. The cold pool they had was at 45 degrees, which is cold for water because it envelops you and your fucking body. I stayed in there for 45 minutes. It was fucking amazing.
I think the one at Kohler, I think that was like 65.
That's warm.
Is it?
Tepid, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong.
I'm joking. That's warm for me.
Oh. I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
Anyway, okay.
Anyway, sorry. So, you got sidetracked there.
Sarah Rosetta Wakeman's identity was eventually unmasked. And in the late 20th century, her descendants and other historians brought her letters out into the public. They were published in 1994.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As a book called An Uncommon Soldier.
Yeah.
And it's all her letters.
That's awesome.
So the author is Sarah Rosetta Wakeman.
Sorry, excuse me. So it literally was just like it was like Dracula, just letters. Just a book put together of all of her letters?
Yep.
That's wild. That's fucking awesome.
Yep.
So she must have wrote a lot then.
I would, yeah, she wrote a few.
To comprise an entire book. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Quite a different perspective you wouldn't usually get to see or hear or read, I guess, whatever way you want to say that. But especially back then, because a lot of people were illiterate and didn't know how to write, read, whatever. So, I mean, for her to be able to do that, that's awesome, first and foremost. And for her to be actually able to get away with it, spectacular.
And she is not the only woman documented in the Civil War as having pretended to be a man. There are
That's
others.
what I mentioned earlier. I said there's got to be others.
There is others.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just too many people to not have that happen.
Yep.
I should say to only happen once. So, I mean...
She's like Mulan in Union Blues.
I never liked that one.
Oh, I loved Mulan.
I just could never...
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
Well, who doesn't want to defeat the Huns? Am I right? I think for my age, I was just past that. And so I just never got into that one. Anyways, that seems like a completely sidetracked notion. Yeah, I was going to say something and you had to go sing.
God. Well, anyway, that's the story of Sarah Rosetta Wakeman, a.k.a. Lyons Wakeman.
That's pretty cool. I mean, she had obviously specific reasons for what she did, and it was to better herself and her family. It wasn't for her country, and that's okay. I mean, they had a rough time going of it. They needed money, and then they were trying. So, with her death in that, did she get a pension or anything that her family got? Or,
I don't know.
I mean, I wonder. I don't even know if that was a thing back in the Civil War, because you died for your country, even though she was fighting for her family, basically.
Yeah.
It's just wild that, she got away with it. That's just impressive.
For 150 years.
Well, basically, yeah, because, I mean, nobody knew. She had all these letters she wrote to her family. They're hidden in a fucking attic, apparently. Like you said, that the doctors didn't say a word or anything in the hospital she was at when she died of dysentery. I mean, she wasn't even on the Oregon Trail. What the fuck?
I know.
How many times I died on the Oregon Trail of dysentery? Fuck, that game.
So much,
So great, though. I mean, that shit we grew up on. Unlike the games like my son likes to play. He's trying to play this new game. I mean, it's not new, but called Roblox. I don't like it. It's fucking weird. And I don't like it because my son can, hey, I'm going to buy this. No, you're not.
Oh.
I'm not spending money on this shit. So Sarah doesn't want him to play it at all.
Oh, really?
I let him play it last night.
Is it because he's able to purchase things on there?
It's fun. Part of it. That's part of it. It's funny because he can't read yet. He's only 6. He's learning. He can read some stuff, but not fluent in reading, whatever you want to call it. And her big thing is, like, a lot of these have like chat rooms and shit. She doesn't want him a part of that, which I completely agree with.
Same.
He's too young for that. But he made a comment to me when we were done playing it last night before I put him to bed. He goes, can we play this tomorrow? I'm like, well, I'm going to go record a podcast tomorrow, and then maybe. And he goes, I'm like, well, we can maybe play it Saturday. Well, we have to play it when Mom and Vesper go to bed because she doesn't want me to play this. I'm like, all right, that's between you and me, buddy. But you can only play this when I'm around.
Yeah.
So, because I just don't want him buying random shit or talking to random people. And he can't talk to random people because he can't type shit out in the chat room or whatever. But
so what's the game?
I don't fucking know. That's the point. It's weird. It's got like all these different things, and you pick. So like the one he was playing last night was some bodybuilding thing where you go and do exercise and you fucking bulk out and shit. It's weird. And then you can go in competitions and like try and win money to buy other shit. Oh. It's just fucking, I'm like, what is this?
Weird.
Why? And I tried to have him play another game and he was getting frustrated. And I was getting frustrated. I'm like, dude, just do this. It's called Rocket League. So it's basically, you're on a giant fucking field, soccer field, I should say. Let me finish that thought. With a car and a giant ball, and you try and hit the ball, score goals. So he and I played together. I killed him, but I'm also been playing video games for fucking almost 40 years, basically. Not quite, but almost. And he's been playing for a year and a half, 2 years maybe. He's been playing iPad games, a lot different than playing a video game, like on a console. So he's getting frustrated. He's like, dude, just calm the fuck down. It's a game. It's fun. You're supposed to have fun. Don't get so fucking serious about this. But anyways, this Roblox thing, not a fan. I'm not enjoying it. But hey, if he wants to start buying shit, well, maybe we'll send him to the army in 1863 and he can start making $152 signing bonus and
$3,000.
$13 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having my kid bring in some money.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus
Shit
Christ.
balls.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I had a 16-minute nap today. You think that would have been enough?
You did say that you heard something that you thought was your alarm, so you got up.
3.5 minutes early.
Wow. Could you imagine if you would have got those 3.5 minutes, how great it would be right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I know your day Daydreaming? Night dreaming? What are you dreaming of?
I'm dreaming about what you think about your beer.
I really enjoyed it. Okay. That was actually really good.
Good.
I finished both. I need another one. What do you think of yours?
I like the can.
So not the beer?
I think the cherry is throwing me off.
Too much?
Yeah, and it needs to be like stark cold.
Okay. Well, maybe throw the next one you have of those in the freezer for a minute and see what happens.
It's good.
Right.
I just wouldn't. I probably wouldn't purchase it again.
Well, good
but
thing.
I'll drink what I have, kind of a thing.
Here's the thing: we can't. We're not in Ohio, so you're lucky there.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that. And the good thing is, I bought it, so don't worry about it.
Sorry. Stop yawning.
Welp.
I suppose. Is it nap time yet?
All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore? Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop. Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us. Remember, the buffoonery never stops.